Hello, welcome to week 1. And this week we're going to be looking at the course goals, basically what we're hoping to achieve out of this week. But before we go on, I have to give credit to Dr. Mark Ellis, who's particularly these first few weeks, a lot of the images and ideas and activities that we're going to do come straight from his class and have just been adapted by me into this online format. So let me read real quick. The learning goals for advanced proficiency in educational technology are for students to become fluent, critical users of technology resources and gain the skills necessary to use available technology to assess, plan, and deliver instruction so that all students can learn. Students learn to become teachers that enable their students to use technology to advance their learning in mathematics. Now that comes right out of the syllabus, right there. And that is the whole purpose of this class. Part of the Common Core emphasizes career and college readiness. And we believe that if students aren't using technology in ways to help them learn and taking ownership of it, then in fact, they aren't going to be as career and college ready as we would like them to be. Advanced proficiency in educational technology. This course assumes you bring technology skills and experience to the game. So, step 1, we're going to stop right now. And you're going to do step 1 in titanium, which is a survey, a technology use survey. It's so let me show you. And this time I think I will actually show you how to do this. But for the future, when I say step 1, I expect you to stop the video and go to titanium. Let's look at what this looks like in titanium. If you scroll down, we're in week 1, which is covering the introductions to the course and the goals of this course. And what I've asked you to do now is step 1. So if you click step 1, you'll find that it's going to take you to a Google Docs form, a Google Drive form, and you have a quick 5-minute survey that I want you to fill out. Thank you for taking the survey and letting me know strengths and areas of opportunity for improvement in your technology use skills. That will be very important to me tweaking the course as we go forward, making sure you can get the most out of it. Now let's get back to the goals of this course. The first part of our goal statement says that you will become fluent, critical users of technology resources. Early technology that was used in math classes included chalkboards, personal little slates, and calculation tools such as an abacus or a slide rule. And these were considered pretty revolutionary in their time, and major advances. So now, let's take a look at a video that's giving teachers instructions on how to use an educational technology. I want you to watch this video and then answer the questions in the form. How was the technology, and the questions you can be thinking about it. The questions are, how was the technology discussed in this video being used in the classroom? And to what purpose did it serve? Was there any advice provided in the video that still might be applicable today? So now's the time to pause the video and go do step 2. Welcome back. Let's talk just a second about the Common Core state standards. 45 states, 4 territories, the District of Columbia, the Department of Defense, all have adopted the Common Core state standards, English and math. But in addition to the content standards, there are a set of mathematical practices, and these mathematical practice standards are how students are supposed to be able to engage and communicate and practice math. When we look at the standards for mathematical practice, we find that contained in them is that mathematically proficient students routinely make sense of problems and persevere in solving them, reason abstractly and quantitatively, construct viable arguments and critique the reasoning of others, model with mathematics, use appropriate tools strategically, attend to precision, look for and make use of structures, and look for and express regularly in repeated reasoning. Regularity. Look for and express regularity in repeated reasoning. So now, in step 3, what was not on this list? Were there, as the verbs were there in red, look at them, what students are being asked to do. And then share in the forum your thoughts about what was not on that list. What kind of activities? What were the verbs that you might have expected to be in a set of mathematical practice standards that aren't there? Take a look at the current educational technology in a classroom. More and more we're seeing iPads and tablets where people can do procedures and show their work electronically or even be checked electronically by the teacher. We have electronic blackboards or whiteboards that take the place of blackboards. And we have calculators instead of slide rules or abacuses as a way to doing some of the basic calculations that need to be done. But if students are using this technology just like they used the old technology, if they're still engaging in passive learning and demonstration of rote procedural memorization, then in fact the technology is being misused. I am sure a lot of you have used Khan Academy or seen the Khan Academy videos. So Salman Khan has a concept of how educational technology should be used. And so I want now for us to watch a video that I've selected and put on our Titanium site, and then to either read an interview done with Salman Khan or listen to a Khan interview. So you don't have to do both, do one or the other, then answer the questions in the forum about how you might have in the past or are planning to use Khan Academy videos and how they might or might not support the mathematical practices. Let me read, I'm going to look at some notes here and read you the NCTM's position statement about technology because I think it's illuminating. I might add that everything that I read is in the notes on the PowerPoint so that you can access it later. You don't have to take notes now. It will be in the PowerPoint. So after you've watched this video, you want to go back, you can look at the PowerPoint. And in the notes section, you'll find these kinds of things that I've read. Technology in Teaching and Learning Mathematics, and it was rewritten in 2011, offered some guidance about how we should be using technology. It is essential that teachers and students have regular access to technologies that support and advance mathematical sense-making, reasoning, problem-solving, and communication. Effective teachers optimize the potential of technology to develop students' understanding, stimulate their interest, and increase their proficiency in mathematics. When technology is used strategically, it can provide greater access to mathematics to all students. So the role of technology from NCTM's point of view and from the point of view of this course, is that the technology should be used to help students make sense out of math, to help them reason or explore and problem solve, and to help them communicate about math. It should not be passive. So let's talk about the use of technology in the classroom. Simply having access to technology is not sufficient. The role of both the teacher and the curriculum in mediating the successful use of technology to really provide access to mathematical content, concepts, capabilities is critical. Students, all students, have the ability to reason and make sense of mathematics. And teachers have a responsibility to support all students, all of them, in mathematical reasoning and sense. And using technology to provide that access is really the most important part of bringing technology into the mathematical classroom. We're going to talk about the types of technology now. And there are all sorts of different classifications of technology. A very good one by Dr. Shan breaks technology into 6 different types. For the purpose of this class, we're really going to be talking about 3 types or groups of technology. The first type is content-specific tools. So the first type is content-specific tools, and examples of sort of comprehensive content-specific tools that have even lesson plans and capabilities are the NCTM core math tools, GeoGebra. And then you look at Wolfram Alpha or the Shador Interactives, and these are more capabilities that are left to actually the teacher's imaginations to how you might integrate them into lessons, but they have a lot of capabilities. And finally, there's content tools that have specific sort of focused content that are for you to embed in your lessons, like Estimating 180, which has different, for every day of the school day, you can have something else, something different to estimate. 101 questions and visual patterns are all examples of math sites that give you things that you can work math talks around. So those are all content, and everything that's on this page is free. I mean, that's important. So let's make a point of it. It's free. These are all free. In fact, I'm not going to talk about anything. If I do talk about anything that isn't free, I'll let you know. But for the most part, we're going to be talking about free tools. So now it's time. I want you to go play with one of these tools. I want you to go to Wolfram Alpha. I've given you a couple simple little things to do with it. I want you to play around with it, and then I want you to share about how you might use it in your classroom. The second set of types of tools we're going to be looking at are communication and collaboration tools. And these are tools that you will use in this course to communicate and collaborate with each other, but also tools that hopefully your students will use to communicate about math and their math reasoning and collaborate with each other. It's just a few. There are so many of these, but just a few that are available are Socrative, Screener, YouTube. This is a vast category, so all sorts of things are included here. Google Docs, VoiceThread, Prezi, Blogger, Scribbler, Padlet, and Modo. And these are just the tip of the iceberg. There are lots of tools that can fall into the communication and collaboration. What I'd like you to do right now is step 6, which is just to watch a quick VoiceThread video that shows it being used where students are communicating about math. And finally, there are curation tools. And these are tools that teachers use to collect and share resources. Anyone can, we all use to collect and share resources, but I'm particularly focused on teachers that do it and the kind of tools that lend themselves to teachers curating. And there are so many of these too. So what I've done is give you some examples here, and you can link to these, and I think these examples will be just generally useful to you. The first one is a live binder. You click on that, you'll be taken to a live binder that basically curates web tools for teachers by type. It's or I've linked to Kathy Schroeder's page that has screencasting in the classroom. We're going to be doing screencasting, and this goes through a lot of advice and a lot of tools and a lot of information that would be better. Another curation site that I think you'll find useful. The Best of Teachers web tool from Scribd. So that's another link to another curation site where they're curating sites or tools that are applicable to this course. I like this one. This is just a fun one. This is on a blog. It's 39 test answers that are 100% wrong, but totally genius at the same time. And I don't do that justice. You should click on it and actually take a look at it. And a list, actually a playlist in YouTube of inspirational educational videos that's curated by an associate of mine, Jeff Heil. A MindMaster graph display organization of the best web tools for teachers in 2012. That is just a link to my Pinterest site where I curate science interactives. So now, a place that I want you to go get an account for is Diigo. I want you to go to step 7 and set up a Diigo account. I'm setting up a group for this class, and I will be bookmarking. Diigo is a social bookmarking site, and I will be bookmarking things that I think will be of interest to this class, and this different sites that I already have bookmarked. I will move into that group, and that will be a way for you to start. At least one way of curation is through Diigo. So if on step 7, it takes you to Diigo and to some tutorials on how to get started with Diigo. So that's the next step to do right now. The second part of our goal statement says that you're going to become teachers that enable students to use technology to advance their learning in mathematics. Learning within the web can't be passive anymore. This is a qualitative shift in the way students will learn, and we've got to figure out and embrace it and help our students use all the social media tools they're used to actually reason about math and communicate about math and to solve problems with math. And so that's part of the big puzzle still. This is emergent in teaching right now, but it's one of the things we're going to have to take a look at. That's why social media puts a whole new spin on student learning, and it is how they learn. It is how they live their lives. It is what they're going to need in their careers and in college in the future. So it is something we need to learn how to both embrace and help our students use in ways that support the mathematical practices. Students engage in social media. One of the things we've seen emerging is students creating videos, podcasts, screencasts. We'll talk about the differences of those in a bit, but they create videos that share their understanding of math concepts and try and communicate them. Here I have 2 videos for you to watch. They use the same song as their base, the same song, and then they've written their own words to it. But they really are different. So I want you to watch them both, and then I want you to post your answers to questions. I have 3 of them. What's the difference between these 2 videos? When would you assign what type of video has a math assignment? And how would you evaluate them? So, step 8 was your last step for this week. But you do have one assignment for this week. I want you to create a blog. Now, this doesn't have to be beautiful. It doesn't have to be aesthetics. We need each of you to have a blog site so that you can work in groups and actually facilitate one of the classes that goes on. We'll talk more about that next week. But to do that, because you can't edit and work in Titanium as a teacher, we're going to use these blog sites just as our learning management system for 1 week when you actually facilitate a series of activities and discussions. So I need you to create a blog site. It doesn't have to be beautiful. It's just for this course. There is a page on Titanium that actually walks you through the creation of the blog. We're going to create it on Blogster. Here we are at our Titanium site. And right here it says create a personal blog. And let's just click that. And you'll see that there's a whole set of descriptions here that we can go through, that just walk you through it. I've given you several videos that will walk you through it. I gave you, my first one was Jeff Hiles, How to Create a Blog. He goes step by step through. And he does this for classes very similar to this one. So I think it's a good one just to walk yourself through, just follow along with him. But in case you don't like Jeff's style or something, I've also given you a creative blog another creative blog YouTube video that walks you through the creation of a blog. It doesn't take that long. It's quick. Like I said, if you don't get hung up on how it looks, and because these won't last beyond this class, you don't have to worry about them. You may find you like them, you like it, and pursue your having a blog, or it will be there. To make this blog, you're going to have a Gmail account that's separate from your Cal State Fullerton account, because Cal State Fullerton doesn't give it through the Google Docs capabilities, doesn't give us access to Blogger. So you'll have to have a Gmail account, and then you can use that to create a free Blogger site. That's the assignment before we get together next week. And that's it for now. Bye-bye.